Hi everyone and welcome to the Shrimp Shed. Today's video is a tour of the Shrimp Shed and the tanks with its inhabitants. So the first tank is a 35 litre rectangle tank, and currently it contains around 8 high grade blue velvet Neo-Caridina shrimp. There's around 6 females and 2 males in there. They were moved over from one of the other tanks. Moving on to the second tank, this is the first tank that was set up. In here is a combination of black choco, blue velvets, and actually some Bloody Mary variants when the juveniles, but they get moved on into one of the other tanks. This is by far the best tank in terms of population growth. Moving on to the third tank, this is the red cherry Neo-Caridina setup. Again, another 35 litre rectangular tank. As you can see, there's a variant of grade between some medium to high grade red cherry shrimp and some lower grade. There are actually some wild types in there, but they get removed and placed into the cull tank, the more natural tank that you'll see a little bit later on in the video. The next tank that you can see is another black choco slash blue velvet tank. These are actually the offspring of the second tank in the video, and some of these have started to berry, some of these have started to produce offspring, so the population growth inside of this tank is going to be phenomenal. In there you can see some pink ram's horn snails as well. There are a couple of hydra, but I don't do anything to change this. Now this tank is the most exciting because we actually have the Bloody Mary line in here. There's around 4 to 5 Bloody Mary shrimp that have got to mature age. 2 females, one of them has already been buried and produced offspring, and the other one, which is more like a Bloody Mary Rilly version, has actually started to saddle. Now this tank number 6, contains orange Neo-Caridina shrimp with 2 female yellow Neo-Caridina shrimp. I did have more yellows, but unfortunately a few of them jumped out the tanks when I didn't have lids present. Inside there's a bronze Corridora and also a peppered Corridora. Really well established tank, plenty of offspring now. Just did a quick water change and actually there was loads of juveniles. Now moving on to the natural cull slash grow out tank. Plenty of plants in here that have been planted. There's some moss on some Java wood, and then we've got 4 Otto Cinclus in here as well. Plenty of floating water lettuce. Just a brilliant tank to watch and just see the behaviours of all the inhabitants in there. Now this next one is actually a little bit of an experiment. It's a 20 litre grow out tank. There's actually only 2 high grade blue velvet Neo-Caridina in here. Just wanted to see how they do without a heater in the heated garage. And then finally, my favourite of them all, the Chinese fire-bellied newt. This is actually a female. She has had 2 batches of offspring when I did have a male. Unfortunately the male passed away. And that's for the Shrimp Shed. Thanks for watching.